Hello, hello, happy Saturday to all of you here on Enlightened World Network. I'm Tomás Garza, your host for A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. Yeah, all right. I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. And please feel free here to say hello in the comment thread. As always, we all appreciate all of your questions and your comments. If I don't get to them here on the live stream while I'm still live, I will get to them and I'll see them on the replay. And I check the comments several times a day. So I appreciate all of your likes, loves, the hearts, shares, comments, questions, and I invite those comments and questions because spiritual practice should raise questions, shouldn't it? I mean, when we think about it, we're seeking the truth. Enter today's workbook idea, by the way, which we'll talk about in a minute. And we're searching, we're looking for answers that the process should generate a lot of questions. As you go forward, questioning, ideally, hopefully, the foundations of everything that you now believe, nothing more, nothing less, then questions can and should arise. So, my point in saying all of this is if you have a question, I want to invite you to go ahead and ask it, even if you feel like the answer is obvious, especially, actually, if you feel like the answer is obvious or it's so beginner level that there might be people that will look down on you. We all know this feeling. It's the reason why we've all been hesitant at one point or another in our lives to raise our hands in a class and ask a question because we thought it was a dumb question, right? We thought it was obvious. We thought that everybody else was more experienced than we were, more knowledgeable, wiser, whatever adjective we want to put on there. We all know the feeling of having hesitated to ask a question. However, I want to invite you to do that because there are no bad questions. This is spiritual practice, and we're to bring all of our life experience to bear on it. We're bringing it all into the path, so to speak. If you're a student of Buddhism, that'll be real familiar to you. Bring it all into the path. Here's another benefit of that. You can get an answer. You never know how asking a question is going to help you. You might get the answer, you might hear, or you might read precisely what you need right now. In fact, you will. Guaranteed. That's the way that works. Another benefit, there will be people on the other side of the world, or maybe they're just a few kilometers away from you, that will benefit from your asking the question. We've all wanted to ask the question. We've also been that person in a class or in a group who's really glad that someone raised their hand and asked the question because we had the same thing. You never know who you are going to reach and help and benefit by simply asking a question or making a comment. That invitation applies to every single live stream. Now, I don't take the time every day to say that, but that is a standing invitation. Our goal here on the network, one of the main reasons why we're doing this live, is to have some live interaction. So, happy Saturday to you. And even if what you do is drop a line in the comments and say hello, that's beautiful. Hello. And I will say hello back in written form. Yeah. All right. So where are we? That's a really good question, isn't it? Where are we, actually? Well, if we're in the workbook for students, we're on lesson 131 in the workbook. That's the idea that we're going to work with here today on the live stream. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. How about that? No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. If you seek to reach the truth, you cannot fail. Now I am going to say, when you seek to reach the truth, you cannot fail. When you seek to reach the truth, repeat after me, you cannot fail. A couple of questions here. Have you decided to seek the truth? And that's a legitimate question that we all can and should ask ourselves, because here in the world, we pursue a lot of vain goals, don't we? They don't lead to ultimate happiness. They have nothing to do with who we really are. In fact, they have to do with stuff and things and objects and value judgments. Yeah. That's the world of time. It's the world of space. It's the world of the ego. It's the world of separation. So what are we doing here in the world? Well, most of the time, like it or not, we're running after shiny objects. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't make any difference. We're chasing the newest, greatest thing, and we're acting as though this is permanent. Like, we'll never leave this human body. We're acting as though this is reality. And we know deep down that it's not, that this is not who we are. And we also know that these are not the ideals that we should hold out for ourselves. They're not worthy of us, in other words. Let us come right out and say that. They're not worthy of the Son of God, i.e. you. Never have been. Never have been. However, what we do actively in the world is we delude ourselves into believing that, yes, they are worthwhile. And what we're talking about here in A Course in Miracles is truth with a capital T. This is what we're pointing the way toward. So I am not saying don't enjoy a beautiful meal. Do it. Yeah. Don't enjoy a beautiful vacation. Do enjoy a beautiful vacation. Enjoy the healthy physical body to the extent that you are blessed to have that. It's a communication mechanism to reach people. Give its purpose over to your guides. Give it over to the Holy Spirit, to God. Yeah. I'm not saying don't enjoy life, don't make money. Yes, do make money. It buys you all kinds of things that will enable you to practice. It will give you the leisure and freedom to be able to pursue your spiritual path. So in this world, it has value. Ultimately, it doesn't have any value at all because it's nothing. Same with the world itself. Now, this is something that the ego actively resists. It's completely foreign, completely alien to its thought system. And therefore, it might be really alien to you. If you're hearing this for the first time, things that come out of my mouth on this live stream may seem shocking. Things that you read in A Course in Miracles can be shocking. My job is to show up and teach this course. So I know that many of you here on this network can relate to this. I'm simply doing as instructed by my teacher, non-human teacher, by the way. So, what we're talking about here is the truth. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. Now, if you have not decided to seek the truth, so be it. There's nothing wrong with you as a person if you're not ready to embark on this very, very revealing journey yet. Or if you're considering it and you're, trying to balance several different possibilities for a spiritual practice, that's fine too. These ideas can stand as a path unto themselves, or they can help you with whatever path or paths you choose. The important thing is that you decide at some point here to seek the truth. When you do, you cannot fail. It is guaranteed that you will realize the truth. If you prefer to use a different term, such as awaken or become enlightened, use whatever term suits your tradition and whatever you feel comfortable with. I mean, more importantly, it's what resonates with you. Understand that they're all just words, they're all just terms. Every single spiritual path out there leads to the same place, so to speak. There's no place, of course. It's a unitary and constant experience of who we are. It's beyond words, it's beyond spiritual practice. We need words to help point the way to this. We need practice to attain this. So, you cannot fail if you seek the truth. This is an idea that is worth practicing, and it is worth repeating as often as you can and must. I mean, in it is a to me, tremendously heartening statement that you cannot fail. What you can do, and perhaps you're choosing to do this right now, is delay. Truth, by the way, is unaffected by our delay. It's unaffected by our denial. All of the things that we go off and get involved with in the world are circular patterns of behavior and logic and all that stuff, our faith in the ego. Yeah, all of that, we will leave it behind. You will leave it behind. Doesn't have to be today, and it most certainly does not have to be in this lifetime. Here's the beautiful thing. Nobody is coercing you to do this. No one. No one's coercing you to do anything. So you have free will and choice to seek the truth, to choose love, in other words. So my hope is that you make that choice right now. That would be beautiful. And then the next moment, make that choice yet again and again. We find ourselves choosing yet again, don't we, on the spiritual path, because we get kind of sidetracked, don't we? Derailed. Oh, yeah, we all do. Yeah, you know, I mean, our lives here in the world are full of stuff. As my teacher, Michael Conklin, once said, there's a lot of phenomena out there. No kidding, right? Or so it appears. Yeah. So it appears. We could choose to seek the truth. Now, if you don't do it today, no problem. If you don't do it next week, it's up to you. If you choose to wait this entire lifetime without choosing to seek the truth, no problem. It's your choice. I mean, that might be the way it is for some of you. Now, it might be that way for some people that you love and care deeply about. You may be on the path and you wish that somebody else would get on it. Well, you know, you're responsible for your own choice, and they'll be responsible for theirs. Understand that they will. Each of us will make this choice. Who we are has never gone anywhere, despite all of our mad ravings, despite our incessant wanderings, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. It doesn't matter if that's something you believe in or not. It suffices right now, in the present moment, to understand the fact that we delay ourselves a lot. We could choose otherwise. So, whenever that choice comes, it's liberating. It's liberating because it starts you off on the path of awakening. Now, you may be well into that path right now. And if you are, then you'll know how it feels to be on this path. And you'll also know that with some of the highs, our stuff comes up. Yeah, let's use another word for stuff. I'm not going to say it here on the network. It starts with an S. Yeah, it's going to come up. This is one reason why people avoid spiritual practice, because they really do deep down want it to be rainbows and unicorns. They want it to be all blissful experiences of love and light and pulsing sexual energy or whatever that looks like. Well, there's some of that on the path for sure. There are blissful feelings on the path, but also it's designed to have all of your stuff come up, which can be painful, naturally. It's coming up. If it's coming up for you, it's coming up for a reason. It is so you can release it. So whatever your spiritual tradition calls for in terms of acknowledging and releasing your unconscious guilt, fear, do that. In A Course in Miracles, it's the practice of forgiveness, which we have talked about here on the live stream, and we will revisit. We will most certainly revisit this idea why we're going through the workbook for students, which brings it up in many different ways, because as adult learners, quite clearly, I mean, we've all demonstrated this. I've demonstrated it to myself. We need to hear things over and over and over again until we get it. And sometimes we need to hit a low, don't we, before we really bounce back, so to speak, and get it. I mean, and it takes all of these experiences. So to the extent that you're experiencing these, there's nothing wrong with it. All of this stuff is coming up for a reason. So as we mentioned at the top of this broadcast, bring it all into the path. Yeah. And please let me know if you have any questions or say hello here. Joanne, hi, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. And Josie, hi, good afternoon to you. Yeah. Joanne and Josie, you joined us here live. Thank you for tuning in. And if you all have any questions, or if any of you catching me on the replay have questions or comments, or just want to say hello, please do that. And if the programming here on this network is something that you feel people in your life would benefit from, please feel welcome to hit that share button too. We all appreciate it. There's some wonderful programming here on Enlightened World Network. All of it very heart-centered and spiritual-based. So this show deals with A Course in Miracles, but as you're seeing from tuning in, it brings universal spirituality to the fore. That's what A Course in Miracles is. The beautiful thing about it, well, one of the many beautiful things about it, it's a self-study course. Yes, thank you, right? Not a religion, not something that you must adopt, but you could choose to delve into it. And if you do that, your life will look very differently. I mean, you'll find yourself in a different place. You'll find yourself having a really vastly different life experience. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. If you're catching me on the replay, again, feel welcome to say hello. And I will be back here on Monday with you. And I hope that you all have a beautiful rest of your weekend. Relax, have fun, and yeah, I invite you to think about the ideas that we've covered here. No one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. You cannot fail. So make that decision. If you make it today, all the better.